She was really sweet. She kind of disappeared. We were friends in college for a little bit, and I became friends with her roommate. Her roommate and I, she said we hooked up a few times. Allegedly. Really? We didn't actually. We didn't. We lied in bed together. But she had a boyfriend, and so that's as close as we got. I met him with the town on the neck. That was the thing. If you had a boyfriend, I would just give you hickeys. No, but a couple dozen or so chicks. Anyway, no, and she was so sweet. Her name is Emily Arnold, and I needed her this one night. I had a bad night. I had a really bad night. And why? Vodka? My friends and I would have like phases of alcoholism. So we had our wine period. We're almost like impressionist artists. Like, oh, that's just Lily period. Well, okay. Not Lily period from an impressionist standpoint, but you never know. But I definitely had wine period. Really? Oh man. Oh, box wine. What is it called now? Cardboard Sauvignon or something? Cardboard Sauvignon, something like that. Anyway, this was fucking cheap white Zinfandel, as my father called Zinfandel. Really? Yeah. Why? Because he's a douche about things. So, I had a bad night at a party, and I never really had bad nights. This is the one bad night I would say in college that I had, where I got really drunk, and allegedly, and I would do this thing. I forgot. I used to love doing this thing where I'd get fucked up somewhere in the city and walk to my dorm, and I'd walk like miles. But I used to think it was so much fun. Why? Well, it's not a good idea to drink and drive, and I didn't have any money for a cab, and it was somewhat dangerous to do. But I mean, I knew the city pretty well, way better than any normal student, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me to walk it. And I'd tell my friends I'm walking home. This didn't happen often, but it did happen this one time. And they're like, "No, don't leave. You'll be fine." And I was really drunk on vodka though, like wasted. And I was like, no, I'm gonna walk to the dorm. And they're like, no, man, you're gonna get fucked up. Don't do that. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. So anyway, I walked back to the dorm, and I texted this girl. Did you text? I probably called her. I was a calling person. Texting costs money. And I think eventually I got unlimited texting, but it's like a whole deal. Anyway, so I called her, and she picked up, and I said, "You want to come over to my room?" And she did, and we broke bridles together. I think that might have been it wasn't the first time we broke bridles, but it was one of them. Yeah, I've done a lot, but anyway, and I mean, this girl and I went to dances together. She's a really sweet person, but we always respected she had a boyfriend. Well, kind of respected, but I mean, we never like that or anything because I would definitely. She's a very pretty girl. She's smart, funny. She's a really good catch, and I'm sure she ended up a really great guy. But anyway, we were on my futon that laid flat, and I just remember we were in bed together, and it wasn't a breakup that I'd gone through, but it was just a time where I needed somebody, and she was there for me. So then I was a junior for juniors. Anyway, my friend comes and he's like, oh yeah, that's right. So I had a roommate, and he comes knocking on the door, and I'm like, I got a girl in here. He's like, what? I got a girl in here. He's like, for real? Like literally, you were a hot vodka mess at this party, and within like 10, 15 minutes, you had a girl in the room. I was like, yeah, no, don't fucking waste time. And it was really quick turnaround. It was like, and that's the best thing to do, I would say. If you're ever upset about, why were you upset? I I had maybe liked a girl, and this other girl had a boyfriend, and even though she had a boyfriend, she was dancing very scandalously with this guy we knew who had already graduated. And that pissed us all off. It's like, dude, you've already graduated. Why are you at a college party hanging out with college kids? You're kind of a loser to do that. And especially you're going after, this girl was a freshman. And you know she has a boyfriend. There was something that generally we respected about that. You know, I'm saying like I was necking on this girl, other girl, but anyway, that really didn't bother me. Kamchatka vodka that I drank, and I was just really, really drunk. So anything would have set me off, and I just didn't want to be there. It's like I don't want to be here with this girl who's looking like a hoe in front of this party, and she's got a boyfriend, and plus this guy is, well, in my opinion, a loser for being at this party, hitting on freshman girls. So I'm like, I'm out of here. And I remember being outside, and my friend's like, dude, you're not gonna fucking walk. I'm like, I'm gonna walk, and you're not gonna stop me. You can walk if you want. He's like, dude, like, I don't know, probably I think his car was there. So he's like, dude, and we would do that. We would leave his car and all over the fucking city and just wake up in the morning and walk to it or get a ride or something. Kenji's driven home too. But anyway, I got pissed. So anyway, shout out to Emily Arnold. Really? Yeah. She's sweetheart. And I mean, I really mean this. She was a gentle. But the turnaround time was the amazing thing about this. That my friends were like, Jesus Christ, you move quickly. That I was at this party, and honestly, the thing is, I like looking back on it, it really didn't. It bothered me that this. It bothered me that this I mean, frankly, that I wasn't with this other girl. And then to know that she had a boyfriend, which I knew, and I was always very respectful. And then for somebody else who shouldn't have been there, I felt, to go and like, and she was drunk too, take advantage of what I felt was a intoxicated underclassmen, freshman, was kind of out of line. Not only that, but he was like kind of associated with the program, which was also like not a cool thing. And it was like against university rules. There was a lot to it, but not really. I mean, it really came down. I was really fucking drunk on vodka because we were going through our vodka stage, and I walked home and literally called this girl once I got back to my dorm, and she was there in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And she was just a really good friend, honestly, that night. And I want to, I mean, like, there was another girl who I went to town on this girl's neck big time. And so, I mean, I had this thing that I would say to chicks who had boyfriends. So, like, all these girls were really pretty, and they were all from really great families, and they all even had, most of them had boyfriends from back home, and they didn't cheat on them. So occasionally I would, I had this thing that I would tell chicks, like, look, you don't have to kiss, but that doesn't mean my lips can't meet that neck. And go to town on girls' necks. And it really taught me a lot about how sensitive that area is, particularly on women. Oh my god, the hickeys I used to get. I used to have to wear a fucking turtleneck at my house, and my parents would notice, and I would be like, "Hey, Michael, you have hickeys all over your neck," and I'd be like, "No, I don't." And they'd be like, "Yeah, you do," and I'd be like, "No, I don't." And they'd be like, "Yeah, you do. You put makeup on them, but we can see it. Your neck is a bruise." I'd be like, "No, I don't." I would just deny it. Just fucking deny it. Really, yeah. But I remember this one time we were having dinner in this really small house that we had, and I was just like, it's my mom, my dad, and me, and I was just sitting there, like this, basically, trying to keep them hidden, and there was just no hiding them. And if I got attacked, sometimes girls would fucking suck on my neck so hardly, it would leave like a fucking wine stain. You know what that is? Really? Yeah. Anyway, we know some people who have those, and there'd be some kind of treatment for that, so that people didn't have to worry about that anymore, because that can ruin someone's life. Really, yeah. Anyway, are you done? Hey, Weinstein, are you done? What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck are you laughing at, bitch? Anyway, are you done? No. But Emily Arnold, she came through for me big time, and I remember my friend came to the room. We had this code, basically. What's the code? We never ever lock the doors. We'd leave for a week, maybe. We wouldn't lock our doors. It was just a very open society, the Open Society Foundation. It was just like you could walk into anyone's room and just, of our friends, we had really good camaraderie. Anyway, but the only time we'd lock the doors if we were wanking it. So he comes opening the door and realizes, like, maybe I'm wanking it or something. So he goes in our friend's room, just chills. He comes back, maybe like, okay, is it done? Knocks on the door. I'm like, dude, I've got a girl in here. He's like, what? You were just, I'll never forget. He said, you were just like less than an hour ago, all upset about this one chick, and you've already got another different girl here. I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me see her. I'm like, she's on the futon right now. And he's like, oh, you're real? You're serious? Wow. Okay. What about the other girl? I'm like, yeah, I'm not worried about that one. And is that the end of your story? No. Anyway. Shout out to Emily Arnold. She's Jackie Kennedy. John Kennedy. When I say that, we went to a formal or a dance. It wasn't. What was it? It was a costume party, not a costume dance, where we dressed up. But I want to say I was a freshman. Really, yeah. And I kind of fucked her in my own way. So we went to this dance, and I could only do a John F. Kennedy impression for so long because I'm not from Boston. I can't do it. I didn't know all these fucking things. But it was really just mere Quimby, which is just basically a Boston Common accent. And so and um and I'm pretty sure she still had a boyfriend. I'm almost certain she did. Yeah, because she had a boyfriend in my second year of knowing her. And so it wasn't like we were gonna make out or anything. And I remember probably like her boyfriend couldn't make it or something to this dance. So, but she liked me a little bit. I mean, I think that was somewhat clear. Anyway, we she she's like the so I told her this is the only time I've ever done this, but at the end of the dance or towards the end, I remember like usually these dances were packed, but there were probably a few things going on at the same time, and this dance wasn't as packed, and I was just like, well, I'm gonna get going. Yeah, that's right. And I had other friends there too. Oh, was that Christy's roommate or Kayla's roommate? And one of them. They were all kind of good. I Holy Cross. That's all I remember. Anyway, why? Because that's the least. Not Holy Cross. Sorry, Oman. Because that's the least. Well, Regina. Regina's different. There's just Rocky's head there, basically. Just looking at each other like two beers. Anyway, Rocky for beta. Anyway, so anyway, I'm with Emily, and I'm like, well, I'm not feeling well. Which I never ever said to chicks, but I'm like, I'm not feeling well. Um, oh, that was the other thing too. You couldn't drink at these dances. It was like kind of dry, and frankly, if I recall, I had girlfriends, different girlfriends, who were out at parties, and they wanted me to be out with them. And I was like taking a night off to go to this dance, basically, and I was in a suit and all these other things, and I said to her, well, I'm gonna get going. And she's like, oh, okay, well, you know, thanks for coming and everything. And, okay. So then I go to this party at, I want to say it was at Lafayette Apartments, and with my girlfriend. And Emily ends up going to that party, and she's like, hey, I thought you weren't feeling well. And I was like, oh, yeah, I ended up feeling better. I had to just embrace the untruth, basically. And I was like, well, I had a really good time today. She's like, yeah, we just parted ways like 2 hours ago. And now you're at this party. But what did you feel like? There's a thing with guys. Like, well, she had a boyfriend, but it was also like, I got this girl. I like the chase. I love the chase. If anybody loves the chase of chasing girls or crushing on them and getting them to like you and all those things, they do that. So anyway, it's like I want to go after another chick. It's at the end of your story. Watch somebody's like, hey, guys. Hey. I'm in the thinking friends and basketball. These fakest things ever. Some baby loves my beard. Fake person. She tagged 5'8" dudes in it. Calm down, man. Are you done? Upskirt. You're all upskirt for the win. At the end of the day,